Hi you guys, so I want to show you my classroom setup today. Basically, I want to show you this just to give you some ideas of how you could set up your own classroom. And the other thing I want to say is that this classroom that I'm about to show you has really evolved since I first started teaching for VIPKID in July. And I would say that it's definitely evolved in a positive way. As you may have seen in my props video, when I first started teaching here, or first started working for VIPKID, I only used the props that I had. So keep in mind that when you look at my classroom, don't feel like, if you're a new teacher, don't feel like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. I can't work for this company. There's too much that I have to add or too many props that I have to have in order to work here. I literally started out so basic. Really, the only thing that you truly need to work at VIPKID is your computer, a working computer, and good high-speed internet. And then, of course, your teaching skills. So I would say when in my first two evaluations, I did score excellent. And I tell you this because I think people might look at videos and think, oh, if I don't have props or if I don't have this, I'm not going to do well at this company. That is not true at all. You just have to have those teaching skills and, like I said, the basics of equipment, along with your headset, of course. So that would be one of the first things that I bought was a headset. But that, $20 or whatever you want to spend. Maybe you want to spend $10 if you can. But I think mine were around $20 or something. But anyway, so you can still score excellent on your evaluations without having the big to-do. Of course, I did use some props, and I will say that one of the areas that they commented on that I needed improvement on was props, but even still, with that, I still scored excellent. Just don't feel overwhelmed. That's the main thing that I want to tell you before you look at this. And don't feel discouraged. I want you just to come, I guess my point in sharing this with you is just to brainstorm ideas about how you could set up your classroom. It's not like you have to have all of this. It's just really to throw out some ideas and help you along on your new teaching journey at VIPKID. So anyway, let me know what you think. Here's the video I'm going to show you. Today I'm going to show you my classroom setup for VIPKID. So I'm going to go through one by one each part of my setup. When I originally started, I was actually in this corner. And all that was in my background was, my books, my bookshelf, and I had some stuffed animals. And then I used this table to teach at, and I was always seated. But then I realized that it was difficult to stay or feel awake. I always stayed awake, I never fell asleep, but it was difficult to feel awake in the mornings when I was teaching early in the morning, and I wanted the option to stand up. So that's the biggest part that I would like to share with you guys, or one of the most important parts to share with you guys, because this is such a crucial aspect to have the option to sit and stand. As a regular classroom teacher, we have that option to sit down if we have like a chair. Sometimes we have like a tall chair to sit in a regular classroom while we're reading or maybe doing notes with the class. And then we can get up and walk around the classroom at our leisure. So I thought, how can I create this for myself? And this was a perfect way, just using a dresser. And then you can see here I stack books. So I take these two books and I stack them on top of this book. So I have 3 books stacked, so it's at a level where the kids can see me. I just want to make sure my student didn't show up. I'm waiting for a trial student. I don't think they're going to show. Let me just go over to this page and refresh and see if they're a no-show. Yes, okay, this person's a no-show, so I'm going to log out of this. Okay, so anyway, I'll just start with what I have over in this corner. I have a little basket of goodies here. First of all, one of the things that I use a lot is my maps. I got these free at school. And then I also have some art pictures, art that I've showed students before. This was just stuff that I did in high school. And sometimes kids like to see, you know, their teachers' art and stuff like that, especially if they're into art themselves. But I have some ABC stuff here, so with some pictures. This is really great for beginners. You can kind of show kids how to use their finger and trace letters with these. But I tend to use the maps the most. I have a United States map and then the world map. So sometimes there's classes about oceans. There's just, you can show Asia, you can show the United States, Canada, obviously anywhere in the world, but those are some of the things that I reference the most. Then I have my little alpaca. Not little, kind of big and fluffy. I like to use this when I reference big and small. It's just a fun little animal to show. Then I have a cube here. This is great because there's a lesson actually about geometry. And then I have some little food, some maracas. Of course I have Kleenex, and I use this as my Kleenex as erasers on my whiteboard. And then I have some stuff in a little bag here, like a hat, scarf, and a shirt, and I don't know, some other stuff in there. Let me put these back. Then, okay, the basics here. I like to try to keep things organized so that when I get here in the morning, everything's laid out. Or even at night when I start to teach, I just want everything to know where it is. But I have my rewards, you know, my star wands, and then I use the little troll. And the marker is essential to have right by my side. And then I have a lipstick here. Basically, the lipstick is just a great way to kind of brighten up in the morning, especially if you don't have time to put makeup on. You can just throw that on. If you care to. Some people care, some people don't, whatever. I just like it so I look a little bit fresh. Another essential here is my PB&J bars. Sometimes, you know, obviously I don't have time to eat in the morning when I get up at 5:45 and then I teach at 6. So I eat this between classes. Then I have pictures of friends. I have other, you know, paintings and pictures, and, you know, pictures of family, and that's, you can also reference that, use those as props in your class, show the students about, you know, your friends or your family. Then let's look on the other side here. Okay, and then I have a little box of stuffed animals. It's pretty full. I think I need a bigger box. But these are great to talk about colors, to talk about size, to talk about shapes, and obviously to talk about the type of animal that it is. Yeah, so I just have a variety here. The shark can actually be fun to use to get the kids motivated in certain ways, like, hurry up, the shark is coming! You have to answer before the shark gets there. This is just, I don't really know what kind of animal this is. I kind of say it looks like a cat, so I can reference it like that. And yeah, then there's just a few different animals in there. Frog, monkey, and other little bears. Then I have my finger puppets, and I have my I have little Mexican dolls in here. That's the other Mexican doll. That's all that's in there. My finger puppets. Oh, I have a little hacky sack in here. I don't tend to use this very much, but I'm sure I could figure out a way to use it more. I have my little Russian dolls. I use this a lot. It's fun to use the little monster because VIPKID has monster characters throughout the lessons. My hand clapper, my go-to reward system, my blank whiteboard. This is like a little animal cycle thing. This is another reward system I use, which I'll explain in another video. And this is a third reward system that I have. So I'll explain those in another video. But, oh, and then I have my, obviously, you know, my cards for the alphabet. Some markers, my little donkeys. There's just some other little props in there. But basically this is just where I store it. I take this out and I put it up on my dresser here when I'm teaching. I have my notebook here in case I'm doing an assessment. I have a video about how I grade assessments and what all this means. So you can check that out too if you want a tip on how to effectively and efficiently grade assessments and quickly. And I have some magnetic letters here. But yeah, that's my classroom setup, and it's great because I can sit down or stand up and teach. And yes, sometimes I do change between classes because I just get sick of sitting or I get sick of standing. But, you know, research shows it's not good to sit for too long, so I try to stand more than I sit, but some days, you know, you just want to sit down. Another thing I have is a little heater because sometimes I get cold, so I have a little space here there. And it's close, obviously close by enough for me to turn it on or turn it off. But yeah, that's everything. That's my classroom setup, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any tips for how you would set up your classroom, or anything else you would add to this. I do want to get some more posters and maybe have them in the background or nearby so that I could hang some stuff. So that would be the next step that I would add, to have something in my background and something that I could refer to that's hanging up, and maybe grab the laptop and walk and show the kids what I have. So yeah, all right, that's it. Okay, so now that I showed you the video of my classroom setup, I would love to know what you guys think, and let me know if you have any other ideas, and until next time, bye!